Welcome to VOP Business Show. I am Kayla Abraham. The latest data released by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, has shown that Nigeria has regained its position as the top crude oil producer in Africa for May 2023. VOP TV Business Desk gathered that Nigeria produced 1.184 million barrels of crude oil per day during the month, while Libya produced 1.158 million barrels per day. Angola produced 1.11 million barrels per day, and Algeria produced 962,000 barrels per day. The OPEC report also highlighted Nigeria's economic growth, stating that the country's economy expanded by 2.4% year-on-year in the first quarter of 2023. However, the report attributed the slow growth to various factors, including a decline in crude oil output. In April 2023, Nigeria experienced its first decline in crude oil production, with OPEC reporting a daily output of 999,000 barrels. In addition to declining oil production, Nigeria's economy is facing challenges such as high inflation, import restriction, and subdued business activity and consumer spending. Meanwhile, data from the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has shown that country produced 1.4 million barrels per day of crude oil in May 2023. The addition of condensates makes up the value of 1.4 million barrels per day. Oil marketers in Nigeria have intensified efforts targeted at importing petrol from the world markets following the latest liberalization of foreign exchange rates by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The prevalence of multiple foreign exchange rates and other problems had prevented the marketers from importing the product, forcing them to depend on the NNPC Limited for domestic supplies. But with the CBN's action, the oil marketers expressed optimism that their first shipment would arrive in Nigeria in the coming weeks. The Naira yesterday lost almost half of its value in the official market as the exchange rate in the investors and exporters I&E window rose to 664.04 Naira per dollar from 471.67 Naira per dollar on Tuesday. As the Central Bank of Nigeria announced measures to liberalize the market, including the elimination of multiple exchange rate and freedom for banks to buy and sell foreign exchange at any rate based on a willing buyer and willing seller arrangement. Announcing the new measures in a statement titled Operational Changes to the Foreign Exchange Market, Director of Financial Markets Dr. Angela Shere Ejimbi said the Central Bank of Nigeria wishes to inform all authorized dealers and the general public of the following immediate changes to operations in the Nigerian foreign exchange market. Meanwhile, the exchange rate between the Naira and the US dollar, according to the data released on the FMDQ Security Exchange, the official forex trading portal showed that the Naira opened at 473.83 Naira per dollar on Wednesday and closed at 64.04 Naira per dollar on Wednesday. The Central Bank of Nigeria on Wednesday announced the unification of all segments of the forex exchange market. In a circular, the CBN said all FX windows are now collapsed into the investors and exporters window. According to the Apex Bank, the move is part of a series of immediate changes to operations in the Nigerian FX market. The federal government has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Oando Clean Energy Limited to boost the deployment of sustainable renewable energy access across the country. Represented by the Rural Electrification Agency, the government announced that the MOU with OCEL was also part of measures adopted to further mitigate the harsh impact of the removal of subsidy on petrol. The IEA, in a statement issued in Abuja, said the agency would continue to play a key role in the nation's off-grid renewable energy space by drawing in a private sector investment, facilitating intersectoral collaboration, and aiding the implementation and delivery of off-grid solutions nationwide. It stated that Oando brand activated its clean energy subsidiary, Oando Clean Energy Limited, in 2021, adding that the IEA-Oando collaboration was targeted at exploring new approaches to clean energy development for socio-economic impact in post-subsidy Nigeria. The United Nations World Food Programme on Wednesday has unveiled a $2.56 billion country strategic plan for Nigeria aimed at addressing hunger and malnutrition in some parts of Northeast, Northwest, and other selected states. It outlined the states to include Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa in the Northeast, Sokoto, Zamfara, and Katsina in the Northwest, and as well as Cross River and Taraba states. The WFP representative and country director David Stevenson disclosed this at a press briefing in Abuja alongside the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Nasser Sani Gwazo. Stevenson said the country's strategic plan defined the UN agency's entire portfolio of assistance within the country for 2023 to 2027. Stevenson explained that the CSP was designed to support Nigeria in achieving food security and improved nutrition by 2030, adding that this was in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. He said the CSP also sought to contribute to improving good health and well-being, inclusive education, gender equality, and climate action, as well as foster a reinforced partnership in strengthening the national humanitarian and development response in accordance with the SDGs. President Bola Tinubu has signed the Data Protection Bill into law. According to the Bureau, about 500,000 jobs are expected to be created through the training of data protection officers and licensing of data protection compliance office organizations to offer services to data controllers and processors. It noted that the new act is one of the strategic ways of meeting the campaign promise of Tinubu to create 1 million jobs in the digital economy sector. This was contained in a statement signed by the head, Legal Enforcement and Regulations, NDPB, Babatunde Bamigboye. The National Commissioner, NDPB, Dr. Vincent Olatunji, stated that the act will advance the privacy rights and other fundamental freedoms of Nigerians both in cyberspace and in analog transactions. That's all on the VOP Business Show on VOP TV. We would like you to subscribe and engage us on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV, and on other social media platforms at VOP TV Live. My name is Kayla Abraham, and thanks for watching.